Here's our first finalist for the Hampshire Countryside Awards. This is the Cabin in Harmony Woods in Andover, and it's the winner of our Sustainable Communities Award. And we're really pleased to be here and to find out all about how this fantastic project has been built using volunteers, local skills and traditional crafts. And we're also really pleased to hear about all the community involvement in this project. So I hope you enjoy finding out about the Cabin in Harmony Woods.
The cabin here in Harmony Woods was designed as part of the vision for the space, which was for every young person in our community, supported by their adults, to plant a wood, and then within that wood to build a field study centre, a woodland classroom and a space that would look after people who were here looking after the wood. So, cut a long story short, we were introduced to the Carpenters Fellowship, who said after pandemic they would love to take on a charity project and bring their fellowship members together from across the country. And that's how the design came about. It was redesigned by the fellowship and built using timbers from the local forest, and we've sort of gone from there, really.
I've been involved since I think it was 2019 when Liz Grace, the Treasurer, said, "Would you like to come to the Andover Trees United AGM?" And I thought, do you know what, that sounds really good. I'll go and have a look and see what they're about. And it became apparent that, you know, you can do as much or as little, and you're very welcome as a volunteer here. So as time went on, and I did a few little bits and pieces, which I thoroughly enjoyed. The community around this is great.
If you whip away the walls and you're left with the solid frame, all of the timber for that came from Harewood Forest. So trees were felled to order, to the design. The logs were brought on the largest truck I've ever seen that managed to wiggle its way through that gate over there, goodness knows how. And then the first stage was to bring expert carpenters together with opportunities for members of the local community and further afield to come and learn from them. So it was then the sections, we had a jigsaw at the end of the day. We had all of the pieces, and then over the bank holiday weekend in 2021, the carpenters came back, again, opportunities for volunteers for 3 days, and the timber frame behind us was hand winched into place.
I watched it being hewn. I did tea lady duties that day. When it first started off, it was very wet the first day, but then we had beautiful weather, and the smell from the building, the larch and the cedar, I can't describe it. It was so rich and so beautiful.
So this is sort of a main kind of classroom area. We've got some sliding doors here which open us out into this central space, which we're leaving open, exposed up to the roof to give plenty of light. and obviously it still leaves all the exposed timber frame, which is very attractive. And this way we've got some glass bifold doors going in here, which open out onto the veranda. So this is the veranda space. The idea being, for the last 10 years, the charity's done all their work outside based in gazebos, which obviously isn't great when the weather's really rubbish. So the idea is the work will still be going on outside, but these walls are actually drawbridges that fold down to create a decked area outside that's level with this veranda floor. So when we've got groups up, these drawbridges can be down and it gives a much larger space here. And if the weather's bad, people can come in, we've got a bit of cover from the roof. And if it's really blowing a gale, which it often does up here, we can open these bifold doors. There's 3 glass panels going in this top section right up, so this whole wall is going to be glass. These central pillars were all cut by hand using adze and axes. So these ones were all done on a mobile sawmill that was brought up on site, but these central ones have all been done by hand. Bifold doors, glass panels going at the top, and as you can see when we get the sun in this time of day, it's just quite stunning. The whole building is insulated with 100mm insulation under the floor. In the walls it's 100mm compressed rock wool, so it's a lot more dense than regular insulation, which should mean once we've heated it, we'll have less heat loss out through the walls and ceilings and so on. We've got the guttering to go on. The guttering will feed from, we've got a massive roof space, so the area is huge, the amount of water we get when it really rains up here. So to save just sort of that water going to waste, we've got drainage has been dug down to, there's a pond behind me. Electricity wise, everything is solar powered. We've got a solar rig on the roof feeding an inverter. So there'll be no mains connection. At the moment, all the work I'm doing is using solar power. Yeah, it's very much of its time. It's a very green building. It's what we need to be making more of. It's what we need to be doing when we're looking forward as to how to carry on and keep our planet working properly and keep everybody safe into the future. We need to be looking at these longer term sustainable buildings, buildings that are made efficiently, buildings that don't pollute, buildings that aren't wasting lots of heat, that aren't wasting lots of electricity, that are making use of natural resources like the power from the sun.
Well, the 2 long barrows that are on this site, Stone Age, we've had expert archaeological help from, I think, Southampton University and also from the Hampshire Cultural Trust, because we're very aware that people lived here and died here, and that, you know, we are coming into an area with a lot of history.
Its real core use for us will be to allow the children from all the schools that have planted the wood to actually come and use it as a study base. We hope that it will allow us to run courses and activities that we can offer, both charging, hopefully we can get some revenue from that, but as well as offering opportunities for people to come and learn about what we do. We can run talks, courses. We work with a lot of schools and youth organisations in the area, so we run activities for them, summer activity camps. It's sort of endless, really.
Just a wonderful community to belong to. I'm very, very pleased and very grateful that we've got something like this in Andover, but it's also an example of global excellence as to what can be done, and I hope that it will spread this kind of thing throughout Test Valley and beyond. We do have great connections with people, including the council, and this is a magical place to be.